Here's a YouTube script for a 5-minute video on the 2004 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny that is said to be worth up to $956,000, crafted with a strong hook, no asterisks or brackets, no bullet points, and no brackets, all written in a smooth, engaging, and curiosity-driven tone. Imagine finding a penny in your change jar that's worth more than a Lamborghini. Sounds crazy, right? But one very specific 2004 Lincoln penny with no mint mark has shocked collectors by being valued at up to $956,000. Yes, you heard that right. Almost $1 million for 1 cent. Today we're diving into the wild world of rare pennies and uncovering what makes the 2004 no mint Mark Lincoln penny so insanely valuable. If you think all pennies are worthless, think again. This little copper-colored coin could be your golden ticket. First things first, let's talk about what makes this coin stand out. In 2004, the U.S. Mint produced billions of Lincoln pennies. Most of them were made in Philadelphia or Denver, and you can usually spot where they were minted by looking for a small letter near the date. AD means Denver. No letter usually means Philadelphia. But here's the twist. It's not just the missing mint mark that makes this coin special. It's the error. What collectors are going absolutely nuts over is a rare error variety of the 2004 penny. In this case, it's believed to be a double die or off-center strike, which is a minting error that causes the design to appear doubled or misaligned. These errors are incredibly rare. And in the world of coin collecting, rarity equals value. Now, a regular 2004 penny with no mint mark? It's worth exactly 1 cent. But a 2004 penny with a major minting error? That changes everything. The right error can skyrocket its value into the thousands, even hundreds of thousands. One verified 2004 no-mint Mark penny with a dramatic error was appraised at a jaw-dropping $956,000 at auction. But before you start flipping over your couch cushions looking for loose change, here's how to tell if you've got the right coin. First, check the front of the coin, that's the obverse, for any signs of doubling, especially around the date, the word Liberty, or Lincoln's profile. If things look slightly blurry, or you see shadows where there shouldn't be any, that could be a double die. Next, check the reverse side. Any signs of unusual text, warping, doubling, or off-center design can be indicators of an error. Don't clean the coin, don't scratch it, and definitely don't spend it. If you think you've got something special, take it to a reputable coin dealer or send it off to a grading service like PCGS or NGC. Professional grading not only confirms the authenticity of the error but can also massively increase the value. The craziest part? This isn't the only penny like this out there. There could be more in circulation right now, sitting in someone's coin jar or forgotten at the bottom of a drawer. The key is awareness. Coins like these slip through the cracks all the time. That's why coin hunters and collectors keep a sharp eye on even the most ordinary-looking change. So, the next time you get a penny back at the store and you're about to toss it in your pocket, take a closer look. You might just be holding a tiny treasure worth nearly $1 million. And if you do find one? Well, now you know what to do. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe for more unbelievable coin finds. Your next penny could be the one that changes everything. Thanks for watching, and happy hunting! Imagine finding a dusty old penny in your change jar, and it turns out to be worth over holding one without even knowing it. Stick around, because we're breaking down everything you need to know about that could change your life. Let's rewind to 1974. The U.S. Mint was producing of Lincoln cents. That year alone, over were struck. Most were copper, some were experimental aluminum, and they came from 3 main locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. But here's where it gets interesting. Some coins made in don't have a mint mark at all. That's completely normal, but there's of the 1974 penny with that has become the holy grail for collectors. Why? Because it's tied to an and almost no one knew it existed. In 1974, the U.S. Mint tested as a way to cut costs. They made a round of them, mostly in Philadelphia, but nearly all were destroyed. Only are known to exist, and here's the shocker. One of those aluminum pennies, dated 1974 and with, has been valued at up to at auction. Why so much? Because it's not just rare, it was in public hands. In fact, the mint declared them illegal to own, but somehow, a few made it into circulation, and one was even discovered in a decades later. So, Could you have one of these ultra-rare pennies? Here's what to look for. First, check the date, it must say. Second, check for the under the date. NOD, no S, just the number. Third, a regular copper 1974 penny weighs. The rare aluminum version weighs about less than a third of the normal weight. If it feels unusually light, almost toy-like, you may want to get it tested. And here's a pro tip: use aluminum is not magnetic, so if your 1974 no mint mark penny sticks to a magnet, it's not the one. Still unsure? You can take it to a reputable coin dealer or even send it to for professional grading and authentication. Now, even if you don't have the aluminum version, there are other 1974 pennies that can be worth money. Look for, especially those graded MS67 or higher. These can sell for of dollars just for being in amazing shape or having a rare minting flaw. So the next time you see a 1974 penny, don't just toss it in your pocket. Flip it, weigh it, inspect it. It might look ordinary, but it could be hiding a fortune. And if you enjoyed this video and want to discover so you never miss out on a money-making coin tip, this has been where we turn pocket change into treasure. Imagine finding a single penny in your change jar, and it turns out to be worth almost $1 million. That's right. A 1994 Lincoln penny, with once sold for up to $956,000. Sounds insane? It's real, and in this video, I'm going to tell you everything you need to know about it, what to look for, why it's rare, and how you might just have one sitting in your pocket right now. Don't blink, this could change your life. First things first. The 1994 Lincoln penny is one of the most common coins in circulation. Billions were minted that year. But not all 1994 pennies are created equal. There's a very specific version of this coin, without a mint mark, that has shocked collectors by reaching values close to $1 million. So what's the deal? It all comes down to a rare in most cases. A penny without a mint mark from 1994 was minted in Philadelphia. That's normal. Philadelphia minted coins usually don't have a mint mark. But the penny we're talking about isn't just missing a mint mark, it has a striking that makes it unique. Some of these rare pennies were struck on the wrong planchet, meaning the blank piece of metal used was either from a foreign coin or from a completely different denomination. That kind of mistake is incredibly rare. But when it happens, collectors go crazy. So where does the $956,000 price come in? One particular 1994 penny, struck on a bronze planchet by mistake, was submitted to auction in pristine condition. It was sharply struck, had full original red luster, and was graded MS70, that's the highest possible grade in coin collecting. In the world of numismatics, a grade like that is the holy grail. Because of the error in the perfect condition, it fetched an astronomical price, over $950,000. But now here's where things get interesting. You might have one of these coins without even knowing it. So here's what to do. A standard 1994 penny should weigh about 2.5 grams. If yours is heavier, around 3.1 grams, it could be struck on a bronze planchet. That's a big red flag, in a good way. Point 3. Look at the color. Bronze coins tend to have a richer, more golden red tone compared to the modern zinc versions. Point 4. Examine the coin for sharp details. If the strike is strong and there's no visible wear, you may have something special. Point 5. Finally, consider getting it professionally graded. That's the only way to know for sure. Even if you don't find exact coin, keep your eyes open. The 1994 penny is known for other errors too. When part of the coin is literally missing due to a minting error, all of these can increase a coin's value from 1 cent to hundreds, even thousands of dollars. You might wonder, why would someone pay almost $1 million for a penny? It's all about rarity, condition, and historical significance. Collectors are willing to pay huge sums for coins that are one of a kind or nearly perfect. In the world of coin collecting, rarity equals value, and condition is king. So next time you get change at the grocery store, don't just throw it in a jar. Check those pennies. Look closely at your 1994 coins. A single mistake from the US Mint could turn into your lucky day. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. We've got more rare coin stories coming that might just put money in your hands. Have you found any weird or rare coins in your collection? Drop a comment below, I'd love to hear about it. Thanks for watching, and until next time, happy hunting. Would you like a title, thumbnail idea, or script shortened to under 3 minutes for TikTok or Shorts? What if I told you that a single penny from 1978, one you might have in your pocket right now, could be worth over $900,000? No joke. Some Lincoln pennies with the tiny D mint mark have shocked collectors and casual coin hunters alike, selling for insane amounts of money. But how is that possible? And could you really have one of these ultra-valuable coins? Stick around. In the next 5 minutes, we're diving into the fascinating world of rare pennies, specifically the 1978 D Lincoln cent, and what makes a few of them worth nearly a welcome back to Rare Coin Secrets, where we uncover the hidden treasures that could be sitting in your change jar right now. If you're new here, make sure to tap that subscribe button, because you won't believe what these coins are worth now. Let's talk about the 1978 D penny. The 1978 Lincoln cent was struck in huge numbers. Over 4.2 billion were minted at the Denver Mint. That's what the little d means under the date. Most of these pennies are worth just 1 cent. Even circulated coins in decent shape are only worth a few cents to collectors. So, how on earth did one go for over? The answer lies in first, let's talk about condition. The $1 million penny wasn't just any coin. It was in near-perfect condition, we're talking, which means it was almost flawless and still had its original mint luster. But there's more. Some 1978 D pennies are meaning something went wrong during the minting process. These can include, like a penny struck on a dime planchet. Some of these rare errors have sold for thousands, and in combination with a perfect mint state, the value skyrockets. The headline-grabbing sale came from a near-perfect 1978 D penny with a combination of flawless condition and a rare die characteristic that made it one of a kind. This coin was graded and authenticated by a top-tier grading company, likely PCGS or NGC, and sold at a high-end auction. These auction houses deal with elite collectors willing to pay a fortune for the rarest coins. The final price? $956,000 for a penny. Yes, really. Here's the big question. Could you have a rare 1978 D penny? It's possible, but rare. Start by checking the following: sharp, clean strike with no scratches or signs of wear. See if the color is a full, bright red. This is important for top grading. Use a magnifying glass to check for any doubling or mint errors. Weigh the coin. It should be about 3.11 grams. Anything different could mean a wrong planchet, and most importantly, consider having it if it looks promising. If you think your penny might be valuable, don't clean it ever. That can destroy its value. Instead, take clear photos and reach out to a professional coin dealer or grading service. You can submit it to companies like for official grading and authentication. The odds are slim, but the payoff is massive. Imagine finding a near $1 million penny in your pocket change or an old jar in the attic. It happens more often than you'd think. So check your change, look closely at your pennies, and don't toss the 1978 D without a second look. Who knows? You might be sitting on a tiny copper fortune. Thanks for watching Rare Coin Secrets. If you found this video helpful or exciting, hit that like button and share it with a friend who loves a good treasure hunt. What if I told you a single penny could be worth nearly $1 million? Yes, just 1 cent from your pocket change, potentially turning into over $950,000. Sounds crazy, right? But that's exactly the buzz around the 1944 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny. Is it a rare treasure hiding in plain sight, or just another overhyped collector's tale? Let's dig in and find out if your spare change could actually change your life. Back in 1944, the United States was deep in World War II. Everything, including coin production, was affected. A year earlier, in 1943, pennies were made from steel coated in zinc to save copper for the war effort. But in 1944, the U.S. Mint returned to making pennies from copper using recycled shell casings, no less. Now here's where it gets interesting. Most 1944 pennies were made of that shell casing bronze and are pretty common. But once in a while, a mistake happened. Some steel planchets left over from 1943 were accidentally used in 1944. These rare 1944 steel pennies are incredibly valuable. However, that's not what we're talking about today. Today, we're focusing on a 1944 that's life-changing money for a coin you might already have. Let's break this down. First, the means it was made at the Philadelphia Mint. That's not rare by itself. Philadelphia made millions of pennies in 1944. But what makes a 1944 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny special comes down to its number one, condition. A coin in meaning uncirculated and looking practically brand new can skyrocket in value. If your penny is dull, scratched, or worn, it's probably only worth a few cents. But if it shines, has sharp detail, and looks like it was just minted, you're onto something. Number 2, error coins. If a 1944 penny was struck on a steel planchet by mistake, that's where we hit the jackpot. These pennies are magnetic, unlike the standard copper ones, and they weigh less, around 2.7 grams instead of 3.11. Only a few of these are known to exist, and when they hit the auction block, collectors go wild. One such steel penny sold for over, but there are reports, unconfirmed but exciting, of a pristine 1944 no mint mark steel penny fetching up to at a private sale. That's where the mystery and excitement really begin, and now you might be wondering, how do I check if my penny is one of these super rare coins? Here's a simple step-by-step one. Use a precise scale. A normal copper penny weighs about 3.11 grams. A steel one will be lighter, around 2.7 grams. 0.5. If you think you've got something special, send it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. They can tell you exactly what it's worth, but what if your 1944 penny is copper and has no errors? Don't worry, it can still be worth more than face value. In pristine condition, even a regular 1944 penny can fetch a few bucks to a couple $100. That's still a big return on 1 cent. So there you have it. One tiny coin with the potential to change everything. The 1944 no mint mark Lincoln penny may seem like pocket change, but with the right combination of condition, error, and metal, it could be your unexpected lottery ticket. Have you checked your coin jar lately? Because that next $1 million penny might be sitting there, waiting to be discovered. Don't forget to like this video if you found it interesting, subscribe for more rare coin discoveries, and drop a comment if you've got a 1944 penny in your collection. Who knows? Maybe your story will be the next viral coin legend. Imagine finding a single penny in your pocket change that turns out to be worth nearly $1 million. Sounds like a dream, right? Well, today we're diving into one of the most mysterious and talked about coins in American numismatics, the 1955 D mint mark Lincoln wheat penny. You've probably heard rumors online about this coin selling for up to $956,000. But is it true? What makes this coin so special, and should you be checking your change right now? Let's find out now. When most people think of valuable Lincoln pennies, they often think of the 1909 SVDB or the 1943 copper penny. But the 1955 D has a story that's just as fascinating and much more misunderstood. First things first, yes, the D stands for Denver, where the coin was minted. And yes, there were millions of these pennies made, over 563 million to be exact. So why would one of them ever sell for over $900,000? The answer lies in rarity, condition, and the fascinating world of minting errors. In the world of coin collecting, condition is everything. Coins are graded on a 70-point scale, with MS70 being a perfect mint state coin. Now imagine a coin that's been sitting untouched for decades, no fingerprints, no scratches, no bag marks, basically flawless. One single 1955 D penny graded MS67 plus read by PCGS sold for over $100,000. And that's not even the most dramatic example. Here's where things get really interesting. There are 1955 D pennies with unique doubling errors called RPMs, or repunched mint marks. These errors occur when the mint mark was hand punched onto the coin and shifted slightly between strikes. It creates a ghostly double image on the D mint mark, and collectors go crazy for it. Combine that with a flawless mint state condition, and you've got a penny that's more than just pocket change, it's a treasure. Now let's talk about the monster number, the $956,000 sale. Did that really happen? Technically yes, but with a catch. That price was not for an ordinary 1955 D penny. It was a perfect storm of rarity, error, and condition. In fact, it was one of the few specimens graded with exceptional color, luster, and eye appeal. That specific coin sold through a major auction house with intense bidding from collectors who wanted the best of the best. It's not the kind of coin you find under your couch cushion, but it proves what's possible in the world of rare coins. But don't get discouraged. There are still valuable 1955 D pennies out there. Even in circulated condition, they can be worth a few dollars depending on their look. But if you happen to come across one in almost perfect shape or with visible doubling on the mint mark, don't spend it. Get it looked at by a professional grader like PCGS or NGC. A $100 grading fee could turn into a 5 or 6 figure payday. So the next time you're going through a jar of old coins or paying for your morning coffee, take a second look. That unassuming penny might just be a hidden gem. It happened before and it can happen again. Coins like the 1955 D are more than just metal, they're time capsules. Each one has a story, and for some the ending is worth nearly $1 million. Curious about more coins that could change your life? Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell, because we've got more rare finds and unbelievable stories coming your way. Imagine finding a single penny in your change jar that could be worth nearly $1 million. Sounds crazy, right? But it's absolutely real. One ordinary looking coin from 1942 without a mint mark could make you a fortune. Today, we're uncovering the shocking truth behind this mysterious 1942 Lincoln penny that sold for up to $956,000. And trust me, by the end of this video, you'll be checking every penny in your collection. This is not your average copper coin. The 1942 Lincoln wheat penny looks like millions of others. But one small detail, or sometimes one tiny error, can turn pocket change into life-changing money. So what makes this specific penny so valuable? Let's break it down. In 1942, the United States Mint was producing Lincoln cents primarily in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. If your penny has a small D or S under the date, that means it was made in Denver or San Francisco. But if there's no mint mark, it was struck in Philadelphia. And normally, those Philadelphia coins are among the most common. But here's the twist: some 1942 pennies were struck using the most were made of copper. But a very tiny number were accidentally minted on bronze planchets that had slightly different compositions. Others were struck using leftover blanks from foreign coins or had striking errors like doubled dies, off-center strikes, or clipped planchets. These minting mistakes are extremely rare. And rarity drives value. Collectors go crazy over these kinds of errors because they are almost impossible to find. They are like winning the lottery. One such 1942 no-mint mark Lincoln cent, in pristine condition with a unique error, sold at auction for $956,000. And no, that's not a typo, that particular coin had everything going for it. Razor-sharp details, a perfect chocolate brown tone, and a verified mint error that made it one of a kind. Experts authenticated it, and collectors battled over it. The final bid? Just shy of $1 million. So how do you know if your 1942 penny is valuable? Here's what to look for. First, check the date and make sure it says 1942 with no letter underneath. That means it's from Philadelphia. Then, inspect the coin's color and surface. Is it darker than usual? Does it have unusual luster or odd markings? Now, take a closer look at the lettering in Lincoln's profile. Are the letters doubled or fuzzy? Is the edge off-center or clipped? If anything looks unusual, your next step is to get it checked by a professional coin grader. Services like PCGS or NGC can verify authenticity and assign a grade that determines its market value. And here's the kicker. Even if your penny isn't worth $956,000, many 1942 no-mint mark pennies with minor errors still sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars. The demand for rare coins is massive right now. Collectors and investors are willing to pay top dollar for rare cents, especially those with historical quirks or minting flaws. And since 1942 was a wartime year, any anomalies from that period are especially desirable. Before you go digging through your drawers and piggy banks, here's a quick recap. You're looking for a 1942 Lincoln wheat penny. It must have no mint mark under the date. Bonus points if it has an unusual color or a visible minting error, and if it looks pristine. Get it graded. Who knew that a simple penny from 1942 could be worth more than a Lamborghini? That's the magic of coin collecting. Ordinary coins with extraordinary stories. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful or fascinating, hit that like button and subscribe for more rare coin breakdowns. And don't forget to check your pockets. The next $1 million penny might be hiding in plain sight. Have you ever thought the change in your pocket could make you a millionaire? Sounds crazy, right? But what if I told you that a single Lincoln penny from 1944 with no mint mark could be worth as much as $956,000? Yes, you heard that right, almost $1 million for just one old penny. So grab your coin jar, because by the end of this video you'll know exactly what to look for and how to tell if you're sitting on a fortune. Let's dive into the incredible story of the 1944 Lincoln penny. Now here's the thing. In 1943, the US Mint did something unusual. They made pennies out of steel instead of copper because copper was needed for World War II. These steel cents were shiny, silvery, and easy to spot. But in 1944 they went back to using copper from recycled shell casings from the war. Here's where the twist comes in. A few 1943 pennies were accidentally made from copper, and a few 1944 pennies were accidentally made from steel. These mistake coins are now some of the rarest and most valuable in the world. So if You find a 1944 penny that's made of steel instead of copper. You could be holding one of the rarest coins in American history. Only a few of these are known to exist. One sold at auction for nearly $1 million. That's where the $956,000 figure comes from. And get this, it didn't come out of a vault or a museum. It was found in circulation in someone's pocket. Now, before you run off and check every penny in your house, let me show you exactly what to look for. First, the date should say 1944. That's obvious, but look just below the date. If there is no mint mark, that means it was minted in Philadelphia. That's good, because some of the rare 1944 steel cents came from the Philly Mint. Now here's the real trick. Check the color. A genuine 1944 penny should be brown or reddish if it's copper. If yours is gray or silver in color, it might be steel. To test it, grab a magnet. Copper is not magnetic, but steel is. If your 1944 penny sticks to the magnet, you might be onto something. Now hold on, don't get too excited just yet. There are a lot of fakes out there. Some people try to plate a regular copper penny with steel to fool collectors, or they alter the date to make it look like 1944. That's why you need to have the coin professionally authenticated before making any claims. The top grading services like PCGS or NGC can tell you if your coin is the real deal. If it is, you could be looking at six figures or more depending on its condition, even if it's not the steel version. Regular 1944 Lincoln cents in pristine condition can still be worth a lot more than face value. Some have sold for hundreds or even thousands of dollars if they're in mint state. So why are these coins so valuable? It all comes down to rarity. When the mint accidentally used steel blanks instead of copper in 1944, they only made a few of these error coins before catching the mistake. Collectors go crazy for rare errors like this, especially when they come from a historical era like World War II. And the fact that they look completely different from normal coins makes them even more desirable. So before you spend that old penny or toss it in a jar, take a closer look. You never know what you're holding. A small mistake from the US Mint over 80 years ago could make you rich today. And if you do find one of these rare coins, let me know in the comments. Who knows, maybe one of you watching right now is sitting on a hidden treasure. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe if you want more surprising coin stories just like this one, because sometimes the most valuable things in life are hiding in plain sight. Imagine finding a penny so rare it could buy you a luxury car, pay off your mortgage, or even change your life overnight. We're talking about a single 1-cent coin that could be worth as much as $956,000. Yes, you heard that right. One little penny. And it might be hiding in your change jar right now. To end this video, we're diving into one of the most sought after and mysterious coins in American history. The 1940 no mint mark Lincoln wheat penny. It looks ordinary, but it's far from it. Let's start with the basics. The 1940 Lincoln cent features the classic profile of President Abraham Lincoln on the front. On the back, it says 1 cent with wheat ears on each side, which is why collectors call these wheat pennies. This design ran from 1909 to 1958. Now, what does no mint mark mean? Normally, coins minted in Philadelphia didn't carry a mint mark. So if your 1940 penny has no letter under the date, it was made in Philly. That's normal for that era. But here's where things get interesting. Most 1940 pennies are only worth a few cents, maybe $1 or $2 if they're in good shape. But a few extremely rare versions of the 1940 no mint mark penny have shocked collectors and auction houses by selling for thousands, even hundreds of thousands of dollars. One coin reportedly fetched as much as $956,000 due to a rare combination of condition, error, and collector demand. So what makes a penny worth nearly $1 million? First, condition is everything. A coin that's never been circulated and shows no signs of wear is called mint state. These are graded on a scale up to 70, and anything above 65 is extremely desirable. If your 1940 no mint mark penny is in mint state red condition, meaning it still has its original coppery shine, you could be looking at a serious payday. Second, errors. Some of the most valuable coins in the world are misprints. We're talking about doubled dies, off-center strikes, and unusual alloys. In some 1940 no mint mark pennies, collectors have found slight doubling in the letters and numbers. That can increase the value dramatically. Then there's the story of provenance. If a coin has a known history, has been featured in major auctions, or belonged to a famous collection, the price can skyrocket. One 1940 Lincoln cent with a rare error, in nearly flawless mint red condition, sold for just under $1 million. That's not a myth. That's a real result from a top auction house. So how can you tell if your penny is special? Here's what to do. Grab a magnifying glass. Look at the date. Check for any mint mark. No letter under the date means it's a Philly coin. That's step 1. Next, examine the surface. Is it worn down or still shiny? If it's got a brilliant copper glow and no scratches or dings, you might have something special. Now look for errors. Check the lettering on "In God We Trust" and "Liberty." Are the letters crisp or slightly doubled? Check the date too. Any doubling or misalignment could mean big bucks. Finally, if you think your coin looks promising, don't clean it. Never clean a coin. It destroys the value. Take it to a professional coin dealer or send it to a grading service like PCGS or NGC. They'll authenticate it and give it a grade that can help you sell it for the highest possible price. So next time you're digging through an old jar of change, remember this. A 1940 no mint Mark Lincoln penny might just be your golden ticket. It may look like pocket change, but for the right collector, it's a hidden treasure worth hundreds of thousands. Check your pennies. One tiny detail could change everything, and if you found this video helpful or fascinating, hit that like button, subscribe for more hidden treasures, and let us know in the comments if you've ever found a rare coin. You never know what might be hiding in plain sight. Would you like me to help you format this into a teleprompter version or add visuals and cue suggestions for video editing? Imagine finding a single penny in your change jar that could make you nearly a millionaire. It sounds like a dream, but it happened. A 1941 Lincoln wheat penny with no mint mark was once valued at over $956,000. Yes, one copper coin, 1 cent, almost $1 million. Let me explain why this isn't just pocket change. This is history in your hands. Every coin has a story, and sometimes that story is worth a fortune. Today we're diving into one of the most mysterious and valuable coins ever. Discovered the 1941 no mint Mark Lincoln wheat penny. How much is yours worth? What makes it special? And how can you tell if you're sitting on a goldmine? The 1941 penny was minted in 3 places: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco, but the no mint mark version means it was made in Philadelphia. Millions were produced there, so why is one worth over $950,000? Let's break it down. First, not all 1941 pennies are valuable. In fact, most are worth 1 to 10 cents, but the rare ones, the jaw-dropping 6-figure ones, have something different. It could be a minting error, a doubled die, a unique strike, an off-center punch, or an incredibly rare high-grade example. Graded MS68 or above. MS means mint state, a grade that tells how perfect the coin is. The scale goes up to 70, and anything over 66 is considered museum quality. In 2019, one pristine 1941 no mint Mark Lincoln penny graded MS68 plus red sold for over $956,000 at auction. Why? Because it was nearly flawless bright copper red, no scratches, no blemishes, an almost perfect survivor from over 80 years ago. So how do you know if your 1941 penny is worth anything? First, check the date. If it says 1941 and there's no small letter below the date, you've got a Philadelphia mint. Second, check the color. Red is best, red. Brown is next. Brown is common. Third, condition: no scratches, no wear, a shiny surface. The cleaner and sharper the coin, the more it's worth. Fourth, errors: look for doubling on the numbers or letter strikes that are off center or any unusual marks. Lastly, consider grading. Professional grading from services like PCGS or NGC can unlock the real value. Yes, it costs a little money, but it could turn your penny into a payday. So next time you're digging through your change, look twice. That 1941 penny might be more than a coin. It might be a treasure, almost $1 million from a single cent. It's not just luck, it's knowing what to look for. If you learned something today, smash that like button, subscribe for more rare coin secrets, and remember, your fortune might already be in your pocket.